Yes, it is. Today is World AIDS Day, but with recent statistics in South Africa reporting showing that 1 in 10 South Africans are now living with HIV. It is more important than ever that we educate ourselves about HIV and AIDS, and we're shifting the focus, really honing in on this topic right now with Dr. Darren Green. Our lines are open on 083 9133 3728 for your questions or comments. Dr. Green, good to have you here.
Thank you. Good morning.
Doctor, we're going to start with our own questions. I mean, the number of HIV-infected South Africans is still unexpectedly high. Are people purely infected because of unsafe sex?
No, I think that's the misconception, and that's the stigma associated about people deciding when they need to be tested or not. If you think about sport, for example, contact sport, if you think about the exposure of wounds and open wounds, if you think about not only unprotected sex, but oral sex, for example, as well. And then, of course, everyone forgets about breast milk in the mother-to-child transmission of HIV. A lot of people ask me if HIV is transmitted through urine, and no, it's not. Neither is it transmitted through sweat or saliva. And that's important. So I think people need to be aware of the other avenues, like you've just said.
Yeah. Now, if you think you might have HIV, are there any telltale signs, symptoms? Because usually people say you can't see someone who has HIV, but can you feel it in your own body? Are there things that you could look out for?
Kat, what makes it really difficult is that the symptoms are very similar to flu. So after you've contracted the virus in whatever way, after a period of about 4 to 6 weeks, you could have a very non-specific flu-like illness, where you have a bit of fever, a bit of body pain, myalgia, muscle pain, for example, even a little bit of sweating and so forth. So you're not really sure whether it's just a normal influenza or a cold or so, and that's just progressed. So what you do need to know is that if you have had risky exposure to HIV in whatever other form, whether it be needle transmission, etc., you need to then be vigilant and aware that developing those symptoms after risky behavior deserves to be tested. And I think that's what people need to understand. The features of having a bit of a sore throat, fever, a bit of night sweats and body pain are very non-specific. But often people that don't realize that you can live with HIV in your body for 10 years and not have the warning signs.
Oh, my goodness.
So behavior and a cognitive process of thinking about where you put yourself at risk and then taking ownership as an adult to test yourself every 6 to 12 months. That's what we need to do.
All right.
Okay, well, we want your calls this morning, 083 9133 3728. This is your platform if you want to comment as well. And Dr. Darren Green is here to answer some of your questions.
Indeed. Right now, let's find out what else you can expect on your Feel Good Breakfast Show after the break.